what you missed.
Nice trophy. Huh?
Yeah, boy, I had a box full of
If I had a gavel, I'd grab it. Put that on the list of things to watch. And, the microphone's back there, so try to bear with me. I'd like to welcome you all to another meeting of the Tacoma Historical Society. I'm Dale Worsing, and I'm the Vice President. Our President, Ron Magden, is here, but he's feeling kind of jet-lagged from a quick trip to Connecticut and back for a family emergency, and so he asked me to take care of this. And have just a little bit in the way of housekeeping that I'd like to clear off the table before we get started with the program that I imagine all of you came for. First of all, our treasurer, Marie Hayden, is sitting over here by the table, and she wants me to remind everyone that if you are not current on your dues, to please pay your dues. We neglected to bring our fishbowl along, but we'll also gladly accept donations for our museum fund. Marie has sweatshirts, or not sweatshirts, t-shirts about Tacoma's first working waterfront, neat design, and they show the first sailing ship to take a cargo of lumber out of Tacoma. Ron, do you remember the year?
1868.
1868, and we're selling these sweatshirts or t-shirts for $10. They're raising money for our project of putting in plaques to mark the location of the mills that were on the original waterfront along Ruston Way. We also have copies of Tacoma Voices of the Past, Volume 1 and Volume 2, and Polly Dedlock is in charge of taking the money for that. If anyone wants to buy one of those, they're compilations of articles by members of the Tacoma history writers. I have not read them all, but I can tell you that I think you'd be entertained by all of them. I have a couple sign-up tablets that I want to distribute. One is ask you if you'd be willing to take a turn at the Tacoma Historical Society exhibit that we're planning to have at the Puyallup Fair. That's September 5th through the 21st. And if I remember correctly, you'd be expected to do a 4-hour turn and should get a pass into the fair over this. So you can send this around. And,
Thank you.
encourage you, you're not committed this far in advance, but if you're interested, we'd like to have your name and your phone number, or if you choose to put it down, your email. The other sign-up sheet is a little more pressing. This is for the Tour of Homes, May 3rd and 4th. And this one, I'd like you to put your name and your phone number on if you're willing to serve as a docent for the Tour of Homes this year. Also, we're planning on concentrating on North End homes this year, and if anyone has a house that they think we ought to look at, or if it's your own house and you'd like to be considered for the tour, let me know. Thomas Hudson is the chairman, and you can let him know, or let Dr. Magden know, or I'm sure Polly would be glad to take his name. So I'll pass this around and ask you to sign up if you think you might be able to be a docent on that week. I think I've taken care of all the housekeeping. I'd like to introduce our guest speaker for tonight. He's Dr. Wayne Perstad, and his subject is an almost forgotten chapter in Tacoma history called the Tacoma Speedway. Wilmot Ragsdale telling me earlier that he remembers going to it. I went to Clover Park High School, and I don't think I ever heard of it, to come across more bits and pieces about it in recent years. And I asked Dr. Perstad how he got interested in this. He tells me that about 25 years ago, in an antique store, he came across an album of photos about the Tacoma Speedway. This was a racetrack, wooden. It is on the site that became the Mueller-Harkins Airport, and then the Navy base, and then Clover Park Vocational Technical Institute, and is now Clover Park Technical College. But Dr. Perstad said always been interested in cars, and got intrigued with this album, and it started him on a quest that's kept him busy for quite a few years. As an indication of the importance of it, he tells me that at the time it was operating, between 1912 and 1922, there were only 2 Class A auto racing tracks in the country, Tacoma and Indianapolis. I asked him if he's doing a book on this subject. He says he is. He's got some gaps to fill in, and maybe some of you know where help him fill in the gaps. Dr. Perstad is a chiropractor. He has a practice on Pacific Avenue, about 80th and Pacific? And he recently finished a term on the Lakewood Landmarks board, and is currently on the board of the Lakewood Historical Society. And with that, Dr. Perstad, I'll ask you to take over and tell us about the Tacoma Speedway.
Thank you very much. Tacoma Speedway is my passion. If any of you ever talk to me, you'll realize how boring you can get when you talk to me about Tacoma Speedway. Tonight I'm going to show you some slides of the track, and as I show the slides, I'll go over everything and kind of explain it as quickly as I can. I mean, this can get into 2-3 hours, and so most of the times people leave on me, so I better be careful.
Could we give this raised, because that gentleman's head is blocking?
We got a few more books here. I think we can try that.
A few more. Pull out a chair, slide down. Well, I know you could.
Now, there'll be no spooning when I throw this last slide.
of all, can everybody hear me? I don't need the microphone. Okay, it's here if I need it. All right. The Tacoma Speedway started in 1912. It's the brainchild of a man by the name of Pritchard, Arthur Pritchard. He was the head of the Tacoma Automobile Club. And Tacoma didn't have very many cars in 1912, and so it was kind of a novelty, so they had their own club. He got a hold of A.B. Howell, who's the head of the Tacoma Carnival Association. And in 1913, they were starting, the Carnival Association was going to start a new kind of Mardi Gras in 1912. They wanted something to cap it. And they wanted first a new name. In 1911, they had the Carnival of Nations come to Tacoma. But in 1912, they wanted something new, and this is it. This is the Montemero Festo. Mountain and sea is what that means for all you people. So,
again?
Yes?
What was it again?
Mountain Sea. Montemero Festo. Now, this is the, of course, Stadium Bowl, and the little tiger down in the corner is the motif that you'll see with Montemero Festos. In 1912, he has a baseball bat, and that represents, of course, the Tacoma Tigers baseball team. Now, this is the first program, the 1912 races, and Montemero Festo. Now, what I want to go over, this is the first track. Now, there was quite a few tracks at the Tacoma Speedway. I guess they never got their mind made up. It's just how they wanted it. All right, these are the railroad tracks along here. This is Lakeview Drive, Stilton Boulevard, Gravity Lake Drive. The first track in 1912 was a 5-mile road course. And it went Lakeview Drive, Stilton Boulevard, Gravity Lake Drive down to 111th and then back. The grandstands at that time were right about there. So that's, and what's interesting about that is, except for a few moments, most people could see that. So there wasn't much there in 1912. There's a ticket for the very first race in 1912. Has a hole here so you can put around your button so you wouldn't lose it and know where you're in. This is the earliest photograph I have. It's not the best condition. But there we go. This is actually building the officials stand here and the backboards where they have the numbers and the positions of the car. This, by the way, is Earl Cooper and his studs. He is practicing. In 1912 and 13 and 14, it was a dirt track. And we won't go into what happens to it a little bit later. All right. This is a great shot. For you people in Lakewood, this is the Lakewood Colonial Center right there. And the theater is right about there. This is the Cards National. It's running up Gravity Lake Drive. And the first race was won with an average speed of about 75 miles an hour. Here's the start. Now, in 1912, they had 5 races. And you're probably wondering, why would anyone come up to Tacoma in 1912 for a race? Because all the big races, like the Vanderbilt Cup or the Grand Prize, they were all on the East Coast or down in California. And so what the city fathers did is, after 25